Good evening, everybody. It's Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. Tonight, September 13th, Saturday, September 13th. Hope everybody's having a nice night. I wasn't actually planning on being. I wasn't planning on being here. I was going to be in Toronto for this. I was going to go for a day trip to Toronto for this quote Canada First rally at Christie Pitts Park, and I didn't think there was going to be a good turnout for a few reasons, but the reason I wanted to go is because I wanted to see these crazy Antifa people in person, the same type of people that shot Charlie Kirk in the neck, or want. I don't know if they did it, but they would want to if the guy is an Antifa guy, whatever. So I wanted to see these guys in real life, how crazy they are. I've seen them before, but after the Kirk thing, I wanted to see how they acted, and they acted just as rabid as you would expect. But I wasn't really going to planning to go to the protest because I'm not really. So the guy running it is kind of a joker, but I wanted to go as a observer. But we didn't go just because we got a late start and we didn't want to hit traffic and all that. It's a shitty drive from Sarnia to Toronto. Anyway, 10 people were arrested after counter protests formed near Christie Pitts Park. So it was a disaster, I think, for right wing nationalists, because it was very weak. It made them look very weak when they were outnumbered by the Antifa, and they were actually forced to leave the park. And then during their march to Dundas Square, they were basically harassed the whole way. So it was a really bad show. We got a lot of video to go over. And the guy who run it, Puck Daddy, he goes by his name. Hold on one sec. Puck Daddy. Right. Right there's a flag, red flag, Puck Daddy. But anyway, he's like a Zionist shill, Tommy Robinson wannabe, and he basically, the kind of anti-immigration he's pushing is basically demonizing Muslims. So he's like, we want to deport Muslims. It's like, no, I want to deport Muslims. I want to deport Indians. I want to deport Sikhs, Africans, all of them, not just Muslims. So he does it because the Israeli shill, like the Tommy Robinson shill, is demonize Muslims only. So that's why I wasn't really too enthusiastic about his rally. Okay, so it's like a Tommy Robinson Rebel News setup, and it wasn't even well organized. I knew nobody was going to show up because it's Toronto, man. Toronto's a hellhole, shithole, third world country now. And he picked Christie Pitts Park, which I think the only reason he picked Christie Pitts Park is because it was a few subway. It wasn't far from his house, so he didn't have to go far. But I was like, why would he go to Christie Pitts Park? Because Christie Pitts Park is famous for 100 years ago, there was an anti-Semitism riot between Italians and Jews and people who didn't like Italians and Jews. Very famous riot. They call it the Christie Pitts riot. So you think you wouldn't want to put a nationalist rally in Christie Pitts Park, because it really just stokes up the Antifa crowd with the anti-fascist rhetoric, and they get all worked up. So yeah, he didn't even know the history of Christie Pitts Park, and he did a disservice to his followers because he put them in real danger. I know there was cops there, but he was actually expecting the cops to protect his followers, because they were sitting ducks. If Antifa wanted to go really, the cops would have stopped him eventually, but someone would have got hurt. So he's lucky none of his followers got hurt. Anyway, we'll see some video. I mean, it was embarrassing. I thought it was embarrassing. And you don't want to dump on people. They're trying to they're out in the street trying to do something, get a message out. That's fine. You don't want to dump on them, but if they're doing a shitty, like if they're making themselves look weak and hurting the message, like it's time for this guy, this Joe guy, Puck Daddy, to hang it up. I think as the leader of the Canada First movement, which he purports to be, I guess. But so yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I hate these Antifa guys, and I probably would have gotten arrested or something because I'm not gonna let them. Like this Joe guy was like, "Come, don't wear masks, and no violence, and this and that." And that's all fine and dandy, but these guys are threatening you in your face. You gotta defend yourself. So that's why I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I probably would have gone to a fight. But any protest, any Canada First protest in like central Toronto is gonna get attacked by Antifa. So unless you have a plan and the numbers and the muscle, it's just a dumb idea. And now we're into the phase now where we're into like the kind of strategy, like the strategic hits, not the numbers. Because like even like people said, even if they had like 100,000 people, they'd go home after the rally. Nothing's going to change. Like in London, they had a rally today, and actually this rally in Toronto was kind of piggybacking the rally in London, Tommy Robinson. So I think that was another inorganic feature of this, is like they were trying to copy Britain instead of doing something organic to Canada, like the trucker convoy. But yeah, like I think the time for rallies is, I mean, unless you're like ready to overthrow the government, really a rally, what's a rally going to do? There's different things you can do, like psychological, like you see the Second Sons, they did that Niagara thing, and it was kind of like an operation. They didn't advertise it like the Christie Pitts thing. Yeah, they advertised the Christie Pitts thing just to get given Antifa so much time to prepare. It was just, but they went to Isaac Brock Monument in Niagara and did a thing there and got out. Did it on their terms, put it on the internet, and got their message out. Showed the strength, it's like a sign of strength instead of weakness, and it freaked out the CBC and the newspapers and the anti-hate and all that. So mission accomplished, And then there's like pop-up like where they put the banner, the remigration banner, on the overpass, or they're standing in the Tim Hortons drive-through dressed as a unicorn with the deportation signs. So like little guerrilla tactics can be effective, instead of just like, hey, let's all show up in a park. And even if we do the rallies, like they have to be, they're organized. Like the one in England was very well organized, even though he's kind of a Zionist shill. It was still way better organized than this thing. Like this one is just a bunch of Facebook and X posts saying, come to Christie Pitts Park. So I kind of wish I went because I wanted to see the craziness in person, the mentally ill Antifa. But I'm kind of glad I didn't at the same time, because I probably would be in jail or at least arrested. So that's the thing. We'll look at the video for this thing. I mean, there'll be other opportunities to kind of join into the nationalist movement. There'll be lots of opportunities. But I think it's evolving. Like, it's not just about how many people you can bring out to the street now. Even like in Greece. I used to live in Greece. I worked at a news agency. And they had protests all the time. They had 150,000 people. And they'd protest, they'd go to the parliament, and then they'd go home. And to this day, those protests hasn't done anything to affect real change in Greece. It's still this corrupt and controlled by foreign interests as it ever was. So, like, yeah, definitely got to look at the overall strategy to try and prevent Canada from going to total shit. And what's the other thing today? The other thing was a little new detail on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Apparently the guy who allegedly shot Kirk, I say allegedly because he could be a patsy, he could not be, I don't know. But I guess he was dating a trans, a girl. So it was a guy, he's turning into a girl. So he's dating, they're basically two gay guys. And he's dating a trans guy, or no, trans girl. I don't know how it works. Anyway, so now it's like next level now, like the transgender, because there have been a lot of instances of transgender shooters shooting up schools because they're nuts. Who knows what drugs they're on? I feel bad a little for them, but they're crazy and they'll shoot up places anywhere now, like we could expect it anywhere. So yeah, they're freaking out. A lot of people are ready to totally declare war on the trans movement now after this revelation. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, so let's just look some of this footage. The Christie Pitts fiasco, I'm gonna call it. And like I said, I'm kind of glad I wasn't there because these guys are so annoying. If they would have gotten near me, I would have been like. And the cops, I know it's kind of hard. They had to basically try and keep them separate. So how many assaults can you count in this clip? It's Karima, sad. There's Joe with his hockey stick. Like they're totally outnumbered. I would have been using those hockey sticks to smash some heads. Look at this guy. No, what is he, Martin Luther King? No violence? Look at this. See, he already got his flags. Oh, no, he's still got the flag. Ah! He looks a little scared. I mean, I would be a little nervous if I'm outnumbered and I got all these crazy psychos, especially after Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck. But, he's like, I don't think these cops are going to help me.
The cops have lost control of the streets. The cops have lost control.
So he led his people into this, He led his people into this. And I knew this was going to happen. Look at this. They just got manhandled by these commies.
Charlie Kirk.
So, and that nuts, but it's embarrassing. Like they look weak, disorganized, pathetic, really. I mean, I give them a little credit for getting off the couch, I guess, but it didn't look like they wanted to go far because Christie Pitts was like the worst location. I mean, anywhere in Toronto now is basically occupied territory. So you better have a good plan if you're going to do something in Toronto. Mental illness on full display today. This chick, Gisela McKay, she was, I don't know what her deal. We need to deport this one. She's like a professional protester, professional Antifa. And she was yelling, "Die, fascists, one to the neck." Obviously in reference to Charlie. Yeah. I saw the video of her. Oh, we'll see the video of her. Like, these people are just... They're just a bunch of crybabies, man. I don't know how they... we let them get away with all this. Well, those days are coming to an end. We have them here in Sarnia, too. We have... Some of them are on the council of Sarnia. Some of them were on the council. So, we got these types of people here in Sarnia, too. They're mentally ill. You know who you are. I'm not going to name any names. Next, here's Derek rants. If you are chased out of your own rally, you lost the day. Yes, they had a permit for the park, too, and they got kicked out. It's hilarious. They got surrounded. And, yeah, just a debacle. Ferryman. Everyone be sure to thank Puck Daddy for handing Antifa and the commies a massive win on a silver platter. If that fuckwit had a shred of self-awareness or humility, he would delete his social media and go back to hockey cards. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be the leader that people are looking for. He thinks he is. And I got into a few arguments with him because I said to him, man, all you do is complain about Muslims and support Israel. I was like, all right, that's not Canada first. Ooh. You get all mad, start swearing to me. But it's true. He has no problems with millions of Indians coming here. Same with Cat Canada, all them guys. Pierre. Okay. So, yeah, we got to be consistent here. And Ferryman again. Multicultural, anti-racist, diversity-loving, anti-immigration protest led by a Jew was a complete failure, and they got called Nazis anyway. Crazy. Yes, it's fine. They're kind of like this. Basically, like I said, they only demonize Muslims. This guy only demonizes Muslims. He doesn't care if 10 million Indians come to Canada. He doesn't. He's saying that today, but before, never said anything. He doesn't care if 10 million Indians come here. Just the Muslims he cares about because he's Jewish. That's what we say. Of course, you have Rebel News there. Surprise, surprise.
Calling me a Nazi. Calling me a Nazi. My whole entire half of my family's Jewish. My father is Jewish. Can you not touch my car?
So there you go. And then he's in Sankofa Square. I'm not going to call it. He's in Dundas Square with like 10, 15 supporters. And meanwhile, Dundas Square is like a third world market now. So, yeah, I don't know why. Look at... You're lucky you didn't die. Next, Ferryman. Why would we show up to this? Because, okay, yeah. So he's part of Second Sons. And he's responding like, why didn't you guys come and help? He's like, why would we show up to this? They didn't want us there. People like Puck Daddy disavow using masks, disavow racism, and have no cohesive worldview. They can't even tell you what a Canadian is as they chant Canada first. We will not annex our club to a bunch of naive fools. So their club's Second Sons. They're the ones who did that Isaac Brock thing in Niagara, which was, I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, maybe your club should show up next time to support Phil. But yeah, he's right. That Puck Daddy doesn't want him. He's not the Puck Daddy. Puck Daddy doesn't like the racist groups. Well, think about it. Second Sons event at Niagara got the message out and scared the shit out of the commies and fake media. They looked strong and organized, not weak like Puck Daddy. That's the way to do it. Yeah, we have to definitely be more strategic. Like this is embarrassing. I'm kind of glad I wasn't there because I didn't want anybody to see me there. And I would have got arrested probably. Next, we're gonna put a migration banner on the 401 or 402 overpass here in Sarnia so we can make some headlines. Maybe we start to a little donation to pay for the banner. We want it to look nice. All right. So Canada First protesters leave Christie Pitts as counter-protesters chant "Fascists go home" while blocking their departure. Yeah, they basically run them out of there. They look at it, like a tail between their legs. Like the tail, look at him run. Look at Joe run. Puck Daddy is running. He's increased his skip. There's an extra jump in his step. Look, he's literally getting chased away. This is horrible. Why aren't you using that hockey stick, man? Start smashing. I'd be whacking any of these Antifas that got near me. I would respect them more. Look at right there. Boom. Smack. Boom. Look, now they told him to go on the sidewalk. Yo, you guys are the law-abiding citizens.
Toronto police have lost control of the streets.
The entry wound wasn't
Imperial troops have entered the base. All right. Very embarrassing, man. You're on Antifa's home turf, too. Like, I don't know what he was thinking. What did he expect was going to happen? He was telling his followers, don't wear masks, no violence, no this. Meanwhile, the other side was like, we're going to run these guys out. We're going to humiliate these guys. So Cuck Daddy, I like that one. Cuck Daddy is an absolute embarrassment. The only thing he's done was try to subvert nationalism and tarnish it. I hope everyone has learned a valuable lesson. Clout chasers are not leaders. Yes. Look at this guy. He thinks he puts a Canadian flag on a hockey stick and does a few Facebook posts. He's going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Canada First protesters leave Christie Pitts as counter. Let's see. Did we already see that? Yeah. Oh, get on the sidewalk, Joe.
It's too dangerous with the glass on the sidewalk, officer.
It's too dangerous, officer.
You lost control of the streets, officer. Toronto.
Yeah. All right. Ferryman again. This is a failure of leadership, not support. Stop putting your faith in retards who call themselves Puck Daddy and think all you need to do to start a movement is wave some flags and hope people show up. Yes, they were talking about that today. It's like if 1,000 people on Facebook say they're going to show up, expect like 70. So, yeah, there's a lot of organization to get people out and effective organization. And, you know, these guys didn't do any of that. They put their people in harm's way, what they did. So, London, England, Sydney, Australia had both good, huge rallies. And we didn't. And I think it's because this guy people didn't take him seriously, and he put it in like the middle of Toronto, which a lot of the nationalists aren't in the middle of Toronto, so they can't make it or they don't want to make it. Let's see, this is at the start of the rally in Christie Pitts. They basically lost the rally right away.
But if these guys are causing...
They expect the police to protect them.
You're under arrest for assault.
See why I said that?
The Antifa guys fight like little girls, too. Look at it.
Sir, what happened? Sir, what happened to...
Sir.
I'm pressing charges. You better fucking go to jail tonight.
I only saw the end of that, sir. What happened to you?
You just hit me.
Canada First right there, buddy.
I want to stay with them. We gotta take care of it.
See, the cops, I don't know why the cops let these Antifa guys just stand around. Like, should have been cracking some skulls.
Lady, what do you say about your T-shirt?
This is the one who was yelling
What do you
in
say
the
about your
neck.
T-shirts with the bats? What's her message to people?
One in the neck.
Why do you guys feel like you want to hide your identity?
So angry.
Well, it's a good point. Like, I appreciate that you're being brave enough.
Can you imagine if
be
these
showing
guys
your
had
identity
guns
to the
like in the
public.
States? We'd be
But
done.
these guys
We'd
are
be in big
causing
trouble.
threatening violence and hiding their public
But
identity.
we'd have guns too,
Whereas
so.
everyone here is free-facing. What kind of message does that send?
Yeah. They're very angry people. Puck Daddy looks scared. I think he was a little nervous because, like, these were psychos that he exposed his people to without a plan. I think he's a little nervous, and they really... Look at this. It looks like a lynch mob almost. How many people are in this protest? 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. They got literally chased out of their own rally. Like, if this was Dominion and they held a rally and this is how they would lose, they would never get any more members. Right there would get a hockey stick in the face, in the head. You come near me, you're getting a hockey stick in the head. Officer. Okay. Correction. Antifa embarrasses Israel first rally. Yes. So they were organized, Antifa. They got their people there. Even the cops were scared of them. And they do their slogans. They had everything organized. Here's Jeremy McKenzie. An embarrassing but the expected result of a Zionist-led counterfeit nationalism by frauds. Relieved so far to see there have not been attacks by the mob of foreigners and terrorists. The conservative cannot lead you and he cannot protect you. The nationalist will. So this is them getting chased out of the park. They had a permit. They were allowed there, but they got chased out. Look at them. Like the tail between their legs. They're scared too, I bet. They're like, we're going to get lynched here.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. So that was the fiasco at Christie Pitts. I mean, I don't know what he was expecting. You're on the enemy territory. You didn't do any organization. You're totally outnumbered. Oh well. How not to hold a rally? Okay. So let's go back to just regular Indians. A lot of car accidents in Toronto. Like, every trailer is flipping over. Oh my God. Like the 401, they closed it last night. That's another reason I wanted to leave early today. It's because 401 was backed up with a car accident. So anyway, this is an interesting video. An Indian immigrant gets arrested for reckless speeding and stunting, then films the officer to harass him and labels him a racist while mocking his income and lecturing him on his rights. Great job to the officer who most likely saved a fellow Canadian's life that evening. So they do a lot of that street racing stunt. Like, they get cars and they just go nuts on their car, and they even film themselves. And it's a big problem in GTA. And so this guy got busted, and he's acting like all like a black girl. When she gets pulled over, he's acting like they own the place. So this is how they're going to act. Like, when there's only a few of them in Canada, few Indians, they act all nice. polite, but the more they come, they're gonna act like this.
I just want to ask you one thing.
We're driving.
So he got caught for stunt driving.
It's all on there. It's all in the document.
Yeah.
Right
What's
here.
your name?
Here, it's right here.
No, what's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name?
Right there, buddy.
Right there, but I want you to speak it.
Right there.
That's my right to ask you.
Yeah.
I'm paying the taxes. Yeah, I'm paying.
I pay
Tell
a
me
lot
your
of
name.
He just turned that
I'm
cop
paying
into
more
a
than you.
racist.
More than you.
See this Indian guy?
What's your name?
You see the tone he's talking to the cop? 10 years ago, he wouldn't have talked like that. But because GTA is full of Indians now, he's going to talk like that to the cop. So in 10 years from now, the cop is going to be an Indian. So that's how it works. But this is how they're going to talk when they get more closer to like a sizable minority or a majority.
It's all on there. The
No,
document's
no.
on there.
Just tell me your name.
I
And
don't.
tell me your batch number.
It's all on there, buddy.
Oh man, if I was that cop, I'd be like,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay.
It's
This
all
guy
on the document.
is-
they're watching too many
You're charged with
Shaniqua
race motor
videos,
vehicle
this guy.
for driving at
Okay.
a really high rate of speed.
Okay.
An excessive amount of speed is the reason why you're stopped. You got arrested tonight for stunt driving,
But
and
he
you've been
didn't do
charged
that.
for stunt driving.
Okay.
And your passengers can say whatever they want, but we watched it happen. And if you
You
wanted
have
to,
the proof?
if you wanted to post it to social media, so social media knows
No, no,
this
no.
driver was driving at an excessively high rate of
posted
speed.
anything that
and
No
he got
social
stopped
media
for
knows.
driving it.
No social media knows.
You're gonna post it.
No, no. I'm gonna
Now-
post it.
Now
I'm gonna post
now
it.
everybody knows that the reason
I'm
why
gonna
you got
post
stopped
it.
was for
I'm
driving
gonna
really,
post
really
it.
fast.
I'm getting this ticket without any reason.
What's it for?
I
Race
just want to
motor
ask
vehicle.
you one thing.
just
We're
deported him
driving really,
already.
really
The red car did burn out in front of you or not? He accelerated fast in front of you or
Yeah,
not?
he gave a squirrel the tires.
He
yeah, for
did?
Sure. Yeah.
He did? Why you didn't pull him over?
Yeah, because we were stopping you first.
No,
Yeah.
your lights were not on behind me.
Yeah.
Your light was not on right next to me. No.
Because we were interacting.
You guys
See,
came
if
up
this
to
guy
me
was in
because you saw
Korea,
an expensive car and you
he would
guys
be
want me to
deported.
pull over.
Do
That's it.
everybody a favor when you're driving in Toronto. Don't drive at excessively high rates of speed.
I didn't did. I didn't did, brother. I didn't did.
So he got his car towed, it looks like. Why? Okay, next. See, the reason that video struck me is because I guarantee you, 10 years ago, they would not talk to a cop like that. 20 years ago, no way. Now, they do, and it's only going to get worse. That's the last thing we need is some Indian Shaniquas. Next, Ferryman, again, he's had a lot to say on this rally. I mean, he's good. He's got experience. This guy's organized. They're organizing stuff like on their own. So he knows what he's talking about. So he's like, you didn't lose. He's talking about the Puck Daddy. You didn't lose because more people support Antifa than patriots. You lost because this protest was led by a bunch of disorganized individuals with zero professionalism. The days of these casual show up here and hang out protests are over. But there is a better way. So this is what the Second Sons did a couple weeks ago. And they were freaking out, the CBC and newspapers in Niagara and the anti-hate and all them. They were freaking out saying, oh, look what's going on here. But that was the message. That was the message you wanted to say. The message of strength, right? That's them in Niagara. People were freaking out. So that means they were successful. The right people were freaking out. And I guarantee you, if Antifa was there, they wouldn't be acting as tough as they were in Christie Pitts. So, Daniel Thierry from Dominion Society, he's busy planning stuff, activities, some like strategic activities. Poorly organized protests are counterproductive. It takes more than social media posts to run an effective event. This is exactly why we are organizing and professionalizing the nationalist movement. Yes, we have to organize. None of this ain't gonna work, this whatever that was. And there he goes. Yeah, we already did that one. Okay. And then I said, like, I knew today was going to be a failure. But, we had to let it happen before we can officially call it a failure. But at this point, I'd say Zionist Joe Puck Daddy, because he's Joe Andijar, whatever his name is, Puck Daddy. He's been trying to make himself this self-appointed leader. Nobody's buying it. So I think this is it. I think he's got to accept that he only has a handful of followers around his Toronto neighborhood. He's just a Canadian Tommy Robinson wannabe, Zionist shill. He's not really a shill because he is Jewish, he says. He also simped for the 51st state when Donald Trump was talking about 51st state. He was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So I find it hard to I understand how he's doing this Canada First thing when not too long ago, this guy was like 51st state. Like, it's kind of like treason almost. But at least weakness. Like, you jump at the first chance to get swallowed up by the Americans. All right. So, yeah, this guy doesn't have any credibility. I think this is it. This should be his last attempt at organizing a nationalist rally because he's not a nationalist. He's just a weak conservative. Harrison Faulkner was there. Canada First rally attendees are forced out of Christie Pitts Park in Toronto as hundreds of far-left counter-protesters cheer and shout at them. Cheer and shout at them. I don't know if they were cheering. Jeer, maybe. Look at that walk of shame. There was a ton of cops there, too. But Joe thought the cops were going to protect him. They didn't protect him. What a disaster. All right. Next, we're talking about the crazy Antifa in Toronto. Now let's talk about the one supposedly who shot Charlie Kirk. So Matt Walsh, I've independently confirmed that Charlie Kirk's assassin did in fact have a transgender boyfriend. He's calling him a boy. Oh, Matt Walsh. You're misgendering. So, this is LGBT extremism. A lot more will be revealed soon. The far-right narrative is about absolute bullshit, not even close to true. Don't fall for it. So, the far-right, they're trying to say that the kid was a right-winger, which is ridiculous. But yeah, the trans and trans-related shooters, they're nuts, man. They'll shoot you for nothing. Next, Nazi scum off our street. So they got called Nazis, even though they don't want people to think they're racist, but they still got called Nazis. Joe. Far left counter protesters shut down Canada First rally attendees as Nazis in downtown Toronto.
Nazi scum off our streets! Nazi scum off our streets! Bro, you're hiding behind...
So that's the thing, like Toronto's full of these guys. Downtown Toronto especially. So like what they did in London to counter that is they would probably bus people in from the smaller cities for these kinds of protests. None of that happened here, obviously. And you can't do something in Toronto unless you're bussing people in. You can't. It's a third world shithole. Here's William Lyon Mackenzie. I like this historic True North account. Knew the danger. Once a nation surrenders control of its money, it surrenders its sovereignty. Today, Canada drowns in debt while foreign banks and global interests call the shots. Once a nation parts with control of its currency and credit, it matters not who makes that nation's laws. I wonder who he's talking about. Okay. And here's he's talking about Charlie Kirk. Charlie was about to lose his last major donor because he refused to ban Tucker Carlson from events. There are a lot of people shedding crocodile tears. Billionaires must be exposed for the cretins that they are. So yeah, even like people are saying Israel killed Charlie Kirk, but even if they didn't kill him, they were still upset with him because he was doing a lot of stuff to piss him off. So even if they didn't kill him, they weren't happy with how he was acting. And Cernovich confirms that. Here's another thing in Toronto. I always say Toronto's become a third world shithole. And we saw that the other day. One of the fountains, I don't know, was it in Barrie or I don't know, was full of human waste, so they had to shut it. But now there's a place on Yonge Street. Oh, this is a gross story. Mice are everywhere. Farm boy employees speak out amid failed health inspection at Midtown location. So basically, they're like, it's like some kind of supermarket, farm boy, and apparently there was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mice in this, and it was like they're getting into the food, and the food was going on the aisle for sale, and they shut it down. And it's been going on for months apparently. And I was like, wow, hundreds of mice. Like, what is this, India? Like, how's that possible in the middle of Toronto or Yonge Street, which is a long street? But anyway, how is this possible in a first world country in the downtown, in the urban part of the city, that you have such a health risk, hundreds and hundreds of mice? So yeah, I wouldn't be going to Farm Boy if I were you. And this is another thing that bugs me, is when you import millions of Indians, they cannot magically become Canadian. Canada just becomes more Indian. For some reason, this is very difficult for some to understand. It's like, this is Wasaga Beach. These Hindu idols are left in the water and waterways to supposedly dissolve. How is this allowed? So yeah, they do this in India, and their rivers are destroyed. And I guess the ones in Canada, the Indian community says, oh, these are environmentally friendly statues. And, you know, this and that. But whatever, I don't care. I don't believe it. And I think it's ridiculous. And our rivers are beautiful. We don't want to have them destroyed. And I think this needs to be banned, like as a Canadian priority. Like this religious shit. Like, you know, they want to ban the street praying by the Muslims. They should. They go to the mosque to pray. But this river stuff, they got to ban that stuff. It's going to destroy the rivers. And also, you know, if they want, go back to India and do it. Or do it in your pool or something. I don't care. But yeah, they say it's environmentally friendly. Bullshit, I think. Like, doesn't look environmentally friendly to me. And we're such a dumb country for allowing this to fester and to actually grow. It's only going to grow. Look at this. I'm sure they're all environmentally friendly, those. Yeah, whatever. And it's just like that Indian guy talking to the cop. It's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Okay. So when they're not shitting on the beach, they're throwing this shit in the beach. Okay. And this is another thing that the shooters, we were talking about it yesterday, still only one caught. The others are no problem. You know, if this was the Canadian white boys, they'd be in jail right now as terrorists. Okay. And that's what I said. This Indian River thing should be illegal along with the Muslim street praying, because we don't do that here in Canada. It's just not. It's stupid. If you want to go do it, go to India. All right. And that's a global news, big doing layoffs. I was got in a argument with Colin DeMello. He covers Doug Ford, and he was calling me basically a Nazi and saying my kids, I'm not a good role model for my kids. But I said to him, you know what? And it was about his report on, Colin's report on Ontario schools, like seeing a surge in violence. And I'm like, well, we got to deport all the savages that we've let in. I was like, well, he took offense to that. He's like, oh, they're just kids and whatever. So I said to him, Colin, I'm not going to be hard on you because I know you're probably going to lose your job soon. So I'm not going to fight with you. But this is a bunch of layoffs at Global. It's just a matter of time. BC and Alberta. It's just a matter of time before the whole thing goes kaput. There won't be any loss too either. And I think that's it. I'm not going to talk about Charlie Kirk. We'll maybe talk about him tomorrow. See, this is last night when I was planning my trip to Toronto. Shut down the 4-1 for hours. It's horrible. This happens all the time, too. Look at that shit. It's crazy. That's another thing. Like, so many shitty drivers now. Like that guy who ran into the daycare the other day. Killed a kid. So many bad drivers. Like, well, I don't know where do they know how to drive in India? I don't know. Anyway, that's it for the day. Like I said, I'm kind of glad I didn't go to Toronto. I probably would have gotten in jail. Probably be spending the night in jail. So, yeah, interesting stuff. We'll see where this, what new tactics we'll employ to fight for Canada. That's it for the feed tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, September 14th, to see what new developments there are, and go from there. So until then, have a nice night.